Hey guys, I'm Kelly with fitnessblender.com. We share a new free workout video every Monday morning. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Today I have a descending repetition upper body strength workout. The only thing you're going to need is dumbbells, and I've included both your warm-up and your cool-down. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we're going to jump right into our cardio warm-up. We're starting off with just a basic jog in place. If you want to, your feet never even have to leave the ground. If you want to keep it low impact, that's fine. I'll provide modifications all the way through to make things easier or harder. The most important thing is that you listen to your body and that you're willing to push yourself. So make sure to stay tuned in and make sure that you make the workout count. Alright, next up we're going to be doing a chest opener. So we're going to start warming up our the chest muscles a little bit. So we're going to plant our feet and keeping your hips straight forward right here. Open to one side and then the other. So just gradually going to warm up those muscles that we're going to be putting to work here in a minute, and also getting our blood flowing a little bit. Feel free to turn on some music. In just a few seconds, we're going to switch to a high knee curl. So right here, it's going to be pulling up, kind of squeeze those muscles. We're just getting started, so you don't have to do it super hard yet, but kind of be ready to start waking them up. They're going to be working here in a minute. So all of the motions that we're doing in the warm-up are going to mimic what we're going to be doing in a minute with weights. So that's a good way to plan a smart warm-up. So next up, I'm going to be doing tricep step extensions. So right here, so you're going to be hinging at the elbow, keeping your arms pinned nice and tight to your sides, and just straightening out at that elbow joint. So you're warming up the backs of your arms with this one. And of course, I like to target multiple muscle groups at once, so I don't see any reason why we can't get the lower body all warmed up too. So next up, we're going to be doing a deadlift fly. So right here, hinging at the hips, come down and bring those arms back and stand back up. Squeeze your glutes to stand up. So even though the focus of this workout is upper body, there's no reason that you can't contract all of your muscles. So squeezing your glutes, keeping your thigh muscles nice and tight, pulling in your core, just make everything work, basically. All right, next up, we're going to be doing a lateral step chest opener. So right here, stepping back and behind yourself, opening up your chest. Nice and smooth for now. All right, in 10 seconds, we're going to switch to a butt kicker arm swing. So we're working more arms and also warming up the front of our thighs a little bit. So right here, this time we're swinging in towards the center and trying to make sure that a different arm is on top each time. All right, in 10 seconds, we're going to be doing an overhead press plus a squat. 5 seconds, 3, 2, and 1 right here. So plant your feet and then press up. Pretend like you've got weights there. So starting now, even though this is only the warm-up, try to focus on keeping your posture clean while you're doing this. Trying to make sure you're not holding your breath. All right, next up, we're going to be doing up and over steps. So right here, all the way up and then down as you go over and circle with those arms. Next exercise is a two switch foot pull. A fun cardio exercise. So right here, coming up with those arms, 1, 2, and then switch. 1, 2. Focus on range of motion. "10 seconds, and we'll switch to arm circles. So I did this workout the other day for practice, and it kicked my butt. I was very sore after this. It's a very thorough strength routine, put it that way. Keep breathing. All right, now switch directions. Whichever way you're going, switch it up. And then we're gonna end on a high cardio note with up and out jacks. 2, 1. So the regular version up here in front there. If you want to cut out the jumps, just go jumping jack, front jack, front jack. So whatever you need to challenge yourself. Try to pick up your pace as you reach the end of that interval. If you're feeling nice and warm through those muscles. All right, so that is it for the warm-up. Grab those weights and we'll jump right into the routine. So the way this routine works is that we're using descending repetitions to step up the challenge as we go. So for the first set, we'll do 10 reps. For the second, we'll do 8 reps. And then for that very last set, we'll be down to 6 repetitions. So what I want you to do is for each of those sets, 10, 8, and 6, I want you to pick a rep that makes it very challenging to complete those last 2 reps. So without sacrificing your form, you should be struggling. So I'm going to tell you what I'm using. It's in no way a recommendation of what you should lift, but I'm going to be using 8 pounds for this. We're starting off with bicep curls. So standing up nice and tall, good posture. You're going to keep your elbows hinged at your sides and squeeze up for 1 repetition, slowly back down. Try to use the same pace on the way up as you do on the way down. Like I said, try to keep your core pulled in nice and tight. If you want to step up the balance challenge on this, you can always do this standing on one leg. Just make sure that you switch halfway through. It's up to you. So, I think this is number 6 right here. Two more. Here's 9 and 10. All right, so next up, we are going to work the opposite muscles. We're going to use our triceps. We're going to do a bent over tricep extension. So we're using just 4 pounds per hand for this one. So we're going to keep your back nice and flat, stick out your butt behind you, and you're pulling up. And then we're going to be extending out behind us. So really focus on squeezing those muscles once they're out there. Just 2. So a good breathing pattern is to exhale at the hardest part. So right here, exhale, inhale, and go back in. Exhale as you work through that hardest part of the range of motion. Here's 7. Just 2 more. And our last one. So next up, we're going back to those bicep curls. So like I said, this time we're bumping up the weight. We're doing 2 fewer repetitions. So we're doing 8 repetitions this time. So I'm going to be using 12 pounds per hand. It's kind of incrementally bumping it up here. All right, so again, nice and tall. Take a deep breath and start your first repetition. So make sure that you're not doing any swinging. You want your muscles to be doing all the work. Don't use momentum to cheat. It's a lot easier if you do it that way, but it's better to lift lower with perfect form than it is to lift heavier with crappy form. Just 3 more. Here's our last one. All right, so now we're on to that second set of tricep extensions. I'm going to be using 8 pounds per hand for this one. All right, here we go. Round 2 for these. All right, so get in position, bring those elbows up, pin them at your sides, and here we go, just extending straight out. Here's number 4, that's halfway already. Two more. All right, so we're already to our last set of each of those. So this time for the bicep curls, we were doing only 6 repetitions. So I'm gonna bump my weight up to 16 pounds per hand. Make sure to pick a weight that is challenging you. All right, get set up, take a nice deep breath, start it up. Here's 3. It's halfway already. 2 more. And I'm already sweating. Last one right here. Ooh. See, this is gonna be hard. I consider, there we go, we're done with that. Back to those tricep extensions. I'm doing 12 pounds per hand this time for that last set. Just 6 repetitions, so make sure to pick a weight that's gonna challenge you. So like I was gonna say, I consider my upper body definitely my weakest muscle group, so this is a judgment-free zone. Just pick the weight that challenges you, no matter how light or heavy that is, just go with it and do what you can. All right, here we go. 6 repetitions. There's 1. Halfway already. Woo, last one. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're on to our next set. So we are starting off with a reverse fly. So we're targeting the muscles of the upper back for this one. Take a second to just shake out your arms really quickly. Catch your breath if you need to. All right, so like I said, this is a judgment-free zone. And this is a really hard exercise. So I'm actually gonna do these first 10 reps with just body weight. So grab the weight that you need if you need them. Otherwise, bring your hands right down, straight from your shoulder joints, and you're just bringing them back slow and controlled. Squeeze and slowly let them back down. There's 1 repetition. So remember, again, kind of squeeze your glutes, focus on keeping your back nice and flat, pull in your core, make all of those muscles work, even the ones you're not directly targeting right now. You can get in a lot more, little higher calorie burn and a lot more toning benefit if you focus on controlling and contracting your muscles. 3 more reps. So our last one. All right, so next up we're gonna work, again, the opposing muscle group. So we're gonna drop down to the floor for a chest press. I'm gonna start out with 12 pounds per hand for this. So the first 10 repetitions. So if you have a bench, go ahead and use that. I'm just showing you the option in case you're working out at home. All you have to do is press up into a bridge, and you'll also be working your lower back and your glutes as well. So get those weights up right over your shoulder joints, and you're lowering right about across your breast, and then press back up. Again, you can inhale on the way down, exhale during the hardest part of the motion as you push back up. Here's our halfway point. Three more. So if you're not feeling it by the end of the repetitions, that means you need to either check your form or lift heavier weights, possibly both, but always check your form first. But you should be struggling. That's the entire point. All right, so that's set 1 done for that group of exercises. So we're going back to those reverse fly. So if you are really weak in this exercise like I am, you can keep it up with body weight. These happen to be 2.5 pounds each. You can use soup cans, whatever works for you. Otherwise, just get comfortable. We're doing 8 repetitions. Here we go. Really focus on sticking it up there instead of just letting your arms drop back down instantly. Let those muscles burn a little bit. That's what we're here for anyway, right? So just let it burn. 5. 2 more. All right, there we go. So now we're on to round 2 of that chest press. So I'm going to be using 16 pounds for 8 repetitions. So pick whatever is going to make you struggle on that 7th and 8th repetition. All right, get your weights ready. Take a nice deep breath. Press up into that bridge or get situated on your bench. Pop those arms up there. Here we go, 8 repetitions, guys. Here's number 4. If you're moving at a different pace than me, that's totally fine. And I'll also remind you that we have a link in the description will take you to this video on site where you get an entire write-up and you can follow with the printable along with your own pace if you like. All right, 1 more repetition. All right, okay, jump back up and we're gonna go for that last round of reverse flies. So this time I'm using 4 pounds per hand for 6 repetitions. All right, shake out your shoulders if you need to and get your position. Here we go. There's 1. Halfway. All right, 1 more after this. And let it relax. All right, I know I'm doing some funny faces over here. I hope you are too. That means we're working hard, right? So next up, we're going back to the chest press. So I'm gonna be using 20 pounds per hand for this one. This is our last set before we take a really quick water break. So push yourself, need a little break after this. All right, press up into that bridge, try to squeeze in nice and tight. Here we go for 6 repetitions. Inhale as you lower those weights, exhale as you press back up. Two more. Here's our last one. All right, so take a quick break, grab a quick drink of water. Don't drink too much water, and we will be right back. If you made it back from the water break, good job. I know that can be hard to do, so let's just jump right back in. We're gonna start off with an overhead press. I'm gonna be using 8 pounds per hand for this. We're doing 10 repetitions. So go ahead and pop that weight up to those shoulders. You're gonna be standing up nice and tall, pulling your core, keep everything contracted. You're squeezing up over your head and lower back down. So just like with the other exercises, exhale as you lift up over your head, exhale during the hard part, inhale as you come back down. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. Here's number 4. It's our halfway point. Here's number 7. So try to make sure that you're not leaning forward or back. Try to keep a nice posture as you lift those weights over your head. Don't compensate. All right, 2 more repetitions. All right, and slowly lower those weights back down. Okay, so next up, we're going to be doing, again, the opposing muscle group. So I'm gonna grab 12 pounds for this one, just one weight. We're gonna drop down to the ground and do a pullover. So just like before, if you've got a bench, go ahead and use a bench. Otherwise, we're gonna use the bridge. So just press up into those heels, pop the weight up above your shoulders, right above your shoulders, and you're gonna be laying down over your head, And then exhale as you come back up. So try to keep those hips pressed up the whole time and don't bring that weight in any further in than just your shoulder joint right there. This is where all the work happens. So don't bring it in, don't give yourself that rest. So there's number 4. Four more. Just 2 more. Last one right here. All right, and my arms are already starting to shake. So if at any point you need to, you can always drop your weights. Like I said, it's better to do it with a lighter weight than with bad form. So we're gonna go back to that overhead press, and I'm gonna be using, let's go for, we'll go for 12 pounds per hand for this. So it's gonna be 8 reps this time. So just like before, nice and strong. Here we go, 8 repetitions. There's 1. Right, halfway. Oh, 2 more. Hang in there if you can. Push yourself. Go to your happy place. Here's our last one. All right, so next up we've got that 8 rep round for the pullover. So for this one, I'm actually going to be using 16 pounds. Again, just one weight for this. So drop back down. You want to make sure that you are feeling it by the ends of these reps. All right, here we go. Press your hips up, lower that weight. Just slow and controlled. Speeding it up is not going to make it more effective. Just enjoy that slow burn. Here's number 5. Two more. Last one. All right, so we're already on our last set for this one too. The strength training flies right by, if you ask me. All right, so next up we are going to be doing actually 6 repetitions of an overhead press. I'm going to be using 16 pounds per hand. Hopefully, we'll see if we can make it through this. All right, so 6 repetitions. I can't swear on camera, so you guys are lucky at home. You can say whatever you want to. All right, here we go. 6 repetitions. There's 2. There's 4. 5. All right, last one right here. Okay, it wasn't pretty, but we got it done, yeah? All right, so next up we're going back to that last round of the pullover, just 6 repetitions, so make sure you pick a smart weight for yourself. I'm gonna try for 20 pounds, just one weight, so we're doing roughly 10 pounds per hand. All right, same thing as before, get yourself situated in that bridge. Weight up over your shoulders, here we go, 6 repetitions. halfway right there. Two more. Last one right here. All right. Okay. Get just a second to rest in between sets. Next up, we're going to be targeting our shoulders. We're doing a lateral raise first. A lateral raise and a ventral raise. So I'm going to go back to those essentially probably soup can weights. They're only 2.5 pounds each. So take a nice deep breath. First, we're going to be doing a lateral raise. So we're going to be going out to the side. So again, shoulders back, standing up nice and tall, slow and controlled, raising up to the side, and then back down. So if you can, it actually helps. I like working out in front of the mirror because I like that feedback. I like to make sure that I'm doing things the same way on each side of the body. So if you can, try to watch yourself and make sure that you're not, going all wonky or something like this. Here's number 4, I believe. A lot of you know counting repetitions is not my strongest character. All right. Keep it going. Don't forget to breathe. And we'll do one more because I think that's 10. Don't hate me. All right. So shake out your muscles really quickly. Next, we're going to be doing a similar motion, but we're going to go in the front of our body. So shake out those muscles. I'm going to be grabbing those 2.5 pounds per weight or per hand again. Stand up nice and tall. Keep everything nice and tight. Here we go. Starting with your hands at the front of your thighs, raising up, and then slowly back down. Here's 7. 2 more. All right, so working our way into the second round of those. Next up, I'm going to be using 4 pounds per hand, going back to those lateral raises. So shake out your muscles if you need to. All right, here we go. Out to the sides, nice and strong. 8 repetitions, 2 less than last time. And we're almost done, so hang in there. If you get this done, you will feel better for the rest of the day. You'll work better, you'll feel more creative, you'll feel less stressed out. It's a good thing, so try to hang in there. Already halfway done with this set. Here's number 5. Two more. All right, so just like before, we're going back into those ventral raises. I'm gonna use the same weight, 4 pounds per hand. All right, here we go. Once you're ready, raise those weights up, hold it there for just a second, slowly let it back down. There's 4. 3 more. Last one right here. All right. So again, I'm going to do 4 pounds for my oh, sorry. Actually, we already did that, didn't we? We're going back to the lateral raise. My bad. So for the lateral raise, we're down to 6 repetitions already. So this is our last set of strength. So go lift as heavily as you can with good form. I'm going to go for 8 pounds per hand. And going out to the side here, 6 repetitions, only 6 repetitions, all right? Here we go. There's 3. 4. I think this is where we joke about the Elvis lip, where your face starts involuntarily doing weird things during a strength workout. Here's our last one. Oh my gosh. All right. So we have 1 more left. We're only going out in the front again, 6 repetitions. So select your weight. I'm staying with the same one for this, 8 pounds per hand. All right, here we go. Let's get it over with, yeah? Okay. There's 1. Again, try to make sure your torso is locked in this position. You don't want to be leaning back for your repetition. If you find yourself doing that, you want to lower the amount of weight that you're lifting. 2 more. All right. So that is it for a strength workout. So now we're going to go directly into our cool down and stretch. So swing out your arms a little bit, kind of just freestyle it at first. Kind of check in with yourself. Where do you feel most tight? Is it in your wrists, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your triceps? Just kind of move everything around, kind of explore a little bit and see what you need to do to cool yourself down. All right, so I feel like I'm going to start with just some basic overhead stretches, kind of work your fingers into it and everything, roll your wrists on the way up. Once you get here, lean to the side, and then the other side, and then we'll come back to the middle and reach for our toes. So nice and slow, again, stretch out those hands and wrists, fingers. And once you're here, go ahead and take your hands behind your back, clasp them, and let them fold forward so you get a good upper body stretch as well. Alright, so come back up. Now let's go ahead and we'll grab our arms and pull it across. We'll get a good tricep stretch through the back of that arm there. Alright, go ahead and switch sides. And get to that other side. You're going to want to drink lots of water after this when you're done here to replenish everything if you just sweat it out. You're going to want to go find a good healthy meal as soon as you can when you're done with this. Alright, next we're going to go for, let's go ahead and throw a hip flexor stretch in there as well. Take this arm and grab your elbow and pull it behind your head as far as you can. So you get a good stretch through your side as well as your tricep again and your shoulder joint. Alright, let that relax and switch sides. Make sure to switch your leg position as well. Kind of lean away from yourself if you want to deepen that side stretch. Alright, so next up, go ahead and find an open wall, or basically anything that you can rest your hand against. Press your hand flat, and then turn away from yourself until you feel a good stretch through your shoulder and your chest. Kind of move your neck around a little bit while you're here. Move side to side. Alright, switch sides. All right, next up, let's go for a warrior lunge. Get some good, try to get your heel down to the ground as if you're stretching your calf muscle, or if you're trying to get your heel to the ground, and then reach upward as far as you can. Get a good stretch through that core and the upper body. You can even move around once you're in here a little bit to kind of release all those muscles that you just worked. All right, now switch sides. All right, now step back. We'll walk down into a downward dog. You're gonna take your time getting there. Just kind of incrementally walk out so you enjoy a good stretch through the back of your thighs. And once you're here, in order to target your upper body, you want to pretend like you're trying to get your head in between your shoulders. Alright, so when you feel like you're ready, go ahead and walk down. We'll go straight into a child's pose, so pressing your forehead to the mat. And if you kind of stretch away from yourself, you can get a good stretch through the upper body again, through your shoulders and upper back. This pose is a little too relaxing right now. I feel like I could take a nap. Alright, so take your other hand and thread it through here. Stay in that child's pose position, but tuck your arm through so you get a good stretch with that shoulder joint again. Alright, now we're going to switch sides. Switch arm positions and thread that opposite arm through. Alright, and that is it. So if you can think of anything else, if there's still anything else that feels tight on you, there's never anything wrong with doing extra cool down stretches. So make sure you're feeling good, and if you are good to go, I just wanted to thank you for working out with me, and I would love to know what you thought about this workout. Otherwise, good job guys, this workout is complete.